Vegetables against coronavirus. Cabbage. The commonness and the prevalence of white cabbage in our gardens gives the impression that this vegetable is useless in promoting health. Only the importance of cabbage in dietology and weight loss programs seems indisputable due to its low calorie content and an abundance of fiber. Meanwhile, the substances contained in cabbage significantly reduce the risk of intestinal cancer, prevent the development of atherosclerosis, eliminate the effects of radiation exposure, and have a therapeutic effect on a number of other body systems. Useful properties of cabbage composition and calorie content. Raw cabbage contains, in 100 grams, calories 25 cal, proteins 1.28 grams, fats 0.1 grams, carbohydrates 5.8 grams, water 92.18 grams, ash 0.64 grams, vitamins milligrams, minerals milligrams, vitamin C 36.6, potassium K 170, vitamin B4 10.7, calcium Ca 40, vitamin B3 0.234, phosphorus P 26, vitamin B5 0.212, sodium Na 18, vitamin E 0.15, magnesium Mg12. Complete composition. In medicine, white cabbage contains 16 free amino acids, among them tryptophan, lysine, methionine, tyrosine, histamine and others. Cabbage is rich in vitamins A, B1, B6, C, ascorbation, P, K, anti-ulcer, vitamin U, potassium and phosphorus salts, microelements, cobalt, copper, zinc, magnesium. It contains sugars, fats, enzymes, lactose, protease, lipase, hormonal substances, phytoncides. Cabbage leaves contain fiber, which prevents the development of atherosclerosis and improves the functioning of the gastrointestinal tract. Of the mineral salts, the most important role is played by potassium salts, which activate the removal of excess fluid from the body, and sodium salts, which have the property of binding water. Cabbage owes its many-sided therapeutic properties to its impressive complex of chemicals. The high efficiency of the use of fresh cabbage juice in the treatment of gastric ulcer and duodenal ulcer has been experimentally and clinically confirmed. The main active ingredient in the treatment of these diseases is vitamin U, which has antihistamine and antiserotonin properties, and also improves the metabolism of lipids, thiamine and choline, and the metabolism of the gastric mucosa, increasing its resistance to damaging factors and activating the healing process of ulcerative foci. In addition to stomach ulcers, the use of vitamin U is also indicated for enteritis, colitis, skin diseases, eczema, psoriasis, neurodermatitis, superficial allergic vasculitis, and cardiosclerosis. In all these cases, a good healing effect is observed. It is noteworthy that the direct impact of fresh natural cabbage juice gives better results compared to methylmethionine sulfonium chloride, vitamin U, since the juice has a number of additional properties: bactericidal, bacteriostatic, fungicidal, fungistatic and phytoncidal. It has been experimentally proven that cabbage juice acts as an antibacterial agent, even on Staphylococcus aureus and tuberculosis microbacteria. In addition, fresh cabbage juice has antitussive and expectorant properties. Almost complete. The absence of purine bases in cabbage makes it very useful in the diet of those suffering from gout and chelaldiasis. Juice, salads and cabbage dishes are recommended for diseases of the heart and kidneys, diuretic properties, due to the increased content of potassium salts, for atherosclerosis, the presence of pectins that can remove toxic substances and cholesterol from the body, as well as fiber, which removes cholesterol and improves intestinal motor function. Traditional medicine uses juice or fresh cabbage to treat insomnia, headaches, jaundice, and spleen disorders. Fresh and sauerkraut are used to increase appetite, enhance the secretory activity of the gastric glands, regulate intestinal activity, prevent scurvy and chronic dyspepsia, as a diuretic and mild laxative. Sauerkraut or pickle from it is advised for diabetes, liver disease, challenge eye hepatitis. Cabbage brine improves digestion, promotes bile secretion, has a gentle laxative effect in hemorrhoids. Cabbage juice and its decoction with honey are used for laryngitis, bronchitis and other inflammatory processes of the respiratory tract. Aid in traditional medicine under the name vitamin U. The industry produces an activated form of methionine methylmethionine sulfonium chloride. Prescribe it in 1 to 2 tablets, 0.05 grams 0.1 grams, after a meal for a month or 40 days with stomach and duodenal ulcers, chronic gastritis and dystralgia. It should be remembered that with individual intolerance to vitamin U, nausea, vomiting and the appearance of severe painful sensations are possible, which disappear when the dose is reduced or after the drug is completely discontinued. In folk medicine for vitamin deficiencies, stomach ulcers and duodenal ulcers, raw, freshly squeezed cabbage juice in warm form is prescribed, half a glass 3 times a day for a month. Juice increases appetite and stimulates the secretion of edible juices for gastritis with reduced secretory function. Cabbage juice with sugar acts as an expectorant, antiseptic and anti-inflammatory agent. Juice digested with sugar is used for a hangover and in a mixture with a decoction of cabbage seeds for sleep disorders. Cabbage seeds are used to expel parasites from the body. For diseases of the liver, gallbladder and cholangitis hepatitis, sauerkraut brine is prescribed in warm form, half a glass 3 times a day before meals. For hemorrhoids, accompanied by constipation and bleeding, take 2 cups of warm sauerkraut brine at one time. With stomach cancer, drink warm cabbage juice with honey, half a glass 3 times a day, 60 minutes before meals. Or prepare a decoction of cabbage seeds and roots. Table brew for 2 hours, then strain and add a 1/4 cup of fresh cabbage juice to the seed infusion. Take 3 times a day before meals. Vegetables against coronavirus, cabbage, outwardly. Fresh leaves are applied to sore joints with gout. Cabbage leaves, boiled in milk and mixed with bran, are used as a poultice for scrofula and wet eczema. Chopped fresh cabbage leaves, combined with egg whites, are applied to purulent wounds, burns and old ulcers. Warts are removed with raw juice. Juice diluted with water is effective for gargling with sore throat, stomatitis. For pain in the neck, in the back of the head, after staying in a draft, apply a compress from a mixture to the sore spot. A tablespoon of grated cabbage and 3 tablespoons of horseradish. For migraines, attach fresh cabbage leaves to the head, fixing the knot tightly with a towel or belt. With cracks on the heels, a recipe will help. You need to steam your feet in advance in a soda bath. Apply grated cabbage and horseradish gruel to the damaged heels. Fix the compress with polyethylene and a warm sock, and leave overnight. In the morning, rinse with cool water and lubricate the heels with a nourishing cream. For external tumors, cabbage leaves are crushed, and the resulting gruel is applied to the neoplasm. In Oriental medicine, Avicenna used cabbage for ailments of various origins. Ashes from cabbage stalks, he attributed to an analgesic property. Cabbage broth and seeds, according to the legendary physician, save from intoxication. And the ash of the cabbage root crushes kidney stones. Unanimously with ancient researchers, Avicenna believed that the composition of cabbage juice in wine is a good remedy for the bites of a poisonous snake or a mad dog. In scientific research, a team of British scientists representing the research group at the Francis Crick Institute, 2018, during laboratory studies, substantiated the role of cabbage, in particular, and cruciferous plants in general, in the fight against intestinal cancer. Does cabbage work against cancer? In the course of this study, the chemical indole-3-carbinol was isolated, which is formed during the digestive process in the digestion of cabbage, as well as other members of the cruciferous family. This substance promotes the regeneration of the inner layer of the lower intestine, stimulates the activity of new immune cells that control inflammation. This theory is confirmed by the British Institute for Cancer Research in the person of Dr. T. Key. Research proves that not only fiber, but also special substances found in cabbage and other cruciferous significantly reduce the risk of bowel cancer. An equally phenomenal property of cabbage is the ability to remove radiation pollution from the body. The chemical constituent of cabbage 3,3-diindolylmethane removes the effects of radiation. So say scientists developing the project at Georgetown University. In dietetics, cabbage is low in calories and contains no harmful fats. In addition, it contains tartronic acid, which prevents obesity. This acid slows down the conversion of carbohydrates into fats. This fact makes the vegetable indispensable in the menu of people who want to lose weight. But it is wiser to include cabbage in your diet for those who are losing weight, of course, fresh or pickled, since tartronic acid is destroyed during heat treatment. However, thermally processed cabbage can also form the basis of a diet aimed at fast and gentle weight loss. This is the famous low-calorie cabbage soup. The technique of this diet allows you to include certain foods scheduled for the day, but the main course is cabbage soup. To prepare such a fat-burning soup, you will need 2 large onions, 2 Bulgarian green peppers, 2 large tomatoes, 250 grams of mushrooms, a bunch of celery, 1/2, a head of cabbage, 3 carrots, salt, pepper, any seasonings or spices to taste. In a deep frying pan, fry finely chopped onions and peppers in a small amount of vegetable oil. Add chopped tomatoes, mushrooms, celery, cabbage, carrots to them and simmer for a couple of minutes over low heat. Transfer vegetables to a saucepan, pour in 12 cups of water, add salt, spices and seasonings, and cook over medium heat until tender. You can eat this cabbage soup for weight loss several times a day. In cooking as for hot first courses, there is hardly a recipe in the history of Russian cuisine that can